Justice for sale. The problem of privatized prisons. The U.S. criminal justice system is supposed to protect everyone. It is meant to be fair and unbiased. However, the increasing privatization of this system undermines these core values. Private prisons, driven by profit, create a conflict of interest between punishment and rehabilitation. This essay will explore the negative impacts of privatization and advocate for a return to a fully public justice system. When prisons are run for profit, the focus shifts from rehabilitation to incarceration. Private prisons are businesses. They need to keep their beds full to make money. This creates a perverse incentive to keep people locked up, even if it's not in their best interest or the best interest of society. Moreover, private prisons often cut corners to save money. This can mean understaffing, inadequate healthcare, and limited access to educational or rehabilitative programs. As a result, inmates in private prisons may face harsher conditions and have fewer opportunities for reform compared to those in public facilities. This not only harms the individuals involved, but also makes it harder for them to successfully re-enter society after release. Ultimately, privatizing justice undermines the fundamental purpose of the criminal justice system. It shifts the focus from rehabilitation and public safety to profit, leading to a system that is less fair, less effective, and ultimately, less just. It is time to recognize the dangers of prison privatization and work towards a system that prioritizes justice over profit. The way it was. Public justice before privatization. Before the 1980s, the U.S. criminal justice system operated primarily within the public sector. Prisons, probation services, and courts were run by the government and funded by taxpayers. This system, while not without its flaws, was designed to be accountable to the public and prioritize justice over profit. During this era, there was a greater emphasis on rehabilitation. Prisons were seen as places where individuals could pay their debt to society and receive the support they needed to turn their lives around. Programs like vocational training, education, and counseling were more common, reflecting a belief in the possibility of redemption and reintegration. While challenges like overcrowding and underfunding existed, the public system allowed for greater transparency and accountability. Citizens had a direct line to hold their elected officials responsible for the conditions within prisons and the treatment of incarcerated individuals. This public oversight helped to mitigate some of the worst abuses and ensured a degree of transparency that is often lacking in private facilities. The shift towards privatization marked a significant departure from this model. By introducing profit motives into the equation, the dynamics of the system fundamentally changed. Understanding the values and practices of the pre-privatization era is essential to recognizing the profound impact of this shift and the need to return to a more just and accountable system. Section 3. From cost-saving to profit-driven. Initially, the move towards privatization was justified as a cost-saving measure. The idea was that private companies could run prisons more efficiently and at a lower cost to taxpayers. However, over time, the focus shifted from cost-saving to profit-making. Private prison companies began to lobby for tougher sentencing laws and policies that would increase incarceration rates. This lobbying effort included significant campaign contributions to elected officials and funding for studies that supported their business model. As a result, the policies that emerged were often more about filling prison beds than about public safety or justice. The profit motive also led to cost-cutting measures that compromised the quality of care and conditions within these facilities. Inadequate staffing, poor health care, and limited access to rehabilitation programs became common issues. This shift in focus from public service to private profit has had far-reaching consequences for the criminal justice system and for society as a whole. Section 4. A return to public justice. To address the issues created by privatization, it is crucial to move back towards a public justice system. This means reinvesting in public prisons and rehabilitation programs, ensuring adequate funding and oversight. It also involves implementing policies that prioritize rehabilitation and reintegration over punishment. By doing so, we can create a more just and effective system that serves the needs of society and the individuals within it. Public accountability and transparency must be at the forefront of this effort. Citizens need to have the ability to hold their government accountable for the conditions within prisons and the treatment of incarcerated individuals. This can be achieved through regular inspections, public reporting, and the involvement of community organizations in oversight processes. Ultimately, a return to public justice is not just about changing who runs our prisons, but about reaffirming our commitment to fairness, rehabilitation, and public safety. It is about building a system that truly serves the interests of justice and society as a whole.